Hello life. In this video, I want to share how I went from feeling really trapped at 30 years old to then over the last 3 years being able to go to Australia for nearly 6 months, New Zealand for 4 months, Bali for a month, Fiji for 2 weeks, St. Lucia for 2 weeks, and then also going to Lapland, Singapore, Denmark, Germany twice, Portugal. I think I'm missing somewhere, but I can't remember it. But yeah, essentially I've done some pretty cool stuff over the last 3 years, and all this while having a mortgage as well. Oh, and just before I get into the actual video properly, I went for a sea swim earlier. It's mid-November, it's absolutely freezing. I do it quite often. But yeah, if you've never tried that, give it a go. It makes you feel fantastic. At the time you get in, you think, what is going on here? Honestly, afterwards, you feel like a new person all day. So if you're lucky enough to live near the sea like I do, and you don't do cold water swimming, it's probably good for you. I'll probably make a video on it at some point. I've done a lot of research over the last kind of 10 years, thousands of hours on like self-development and all this kind of stuff. So I feel like I've got a fair bit to share. Again, not trying to tell everyone how to live their life, but it's helped me massively. So I just think I'll share it. So hopefully it helps someone or a few people. Amazing. But yeah, feeling very inspired today after my little sea swim this morning. Yeah, just thought I'd share that. Anyway, let's get on with the video. So the first thing I worked on, the thing that not many people like talking about, money. Money and finances, boring topic, right? But I sat there and thought, wow, I need to be earning X amount per year just to survive. And like my outgoings, including food and all that kind of stuff, were like minimum about £3,000 a month. It's a lot of money, that. And I've just felt so trapped. So I was like, this needs to change. So I sat there, wrote everything down and thought, right, what can I get rid of? It takes time, okay? But I literally thought, car, I had that on finance. I thought, right, I'm going to work on paying that off. I had sofas, I had a bed, I had my mattress on finance, I had student loan, which was brutal. I was lucky when I went to uni, I didn't borrow loads, so I was able to pay that off as well, which massively helped. So yeah, just over the years, I've kind of just whittled all that down so much. And then every month now I'm so much better off. So I can just obviously save more money to put into the pot to do cool things with. So that makes a massive difference. Also, it makes you feel way less trapped because, you know, many years ago when I had to earn a certain amount, I was kind of stuck. So if I was having a bad week or a bad month at work, something like that, I'm thinking, I need to be here. I haven't really got a choice. Whereas when you put yourself in a position where you can just take a few months off if you need it, or you can say, do you know what, I'm just going to try and take, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 months off and go and do a bit of traveling and just live a little at the meantime. You know, that's a massive plus. That I think it makes you so much happier and you're kind of living more on your terms. Obviously I'm working towards that even more. So my big dream now is to obviously try and work remotely, and you know, so I can just live from anywhere in the world because I like freedom, stuff like that. But yeah, obviously I've got a house as well, so that's quite a big tie, but I'm working on that at the moment. So my next video I'm going to share my goals, and obviously part of that's on there with regards to what I'm doing with the house. But yeah, so I know the feeling. I was so trapped, literally 30 years old, thinking, am I ever going to get out of this? But then over time, sorted my finances out, got my outgoings lower, managed to earn a little bit more income as well, just by working harder essentially. And yeah, now I'm in a much better place. So that's the first thing I looked at, and that really helped me. The second thing I looked at was having a healthier lifestyle. So it's crazy because I know obviously we all know it, but you know, exercise, eating healthy, so many benefits. So especially exercise alone obviously reduces stress, reduces anxiety, the risk of depression, but also the big things, it improves your self-esteem and your confidence. But I think actually the biggest thing overall is it increases your resilience. So I noticed from first-hand experience from working in sales, like when you've got customers that are, maybe you're going a week or two without doing a sale, it hurts, you know, especially when you're quite harsh on yourself and you want to do well. But then, you know, if you get stuck in the rut like we all do sometimes, where you're eating takeaways and you're just eating junk food and drinking and stuff like that, you have a bit more of like a victim mentality. Whereas I think when you're exercising and that kind of stuff just bounces off you easier. So when I was going through this stage of thinking, you know, at the moment I'm here and I want to get to here, I thought eating healthier and just feeling better about myself and building my resilience, like that's a massive thing to help me along the way. Because when I was trying to get my outgoings down, there's some days or weeks where you just think, I'm hardly getting anywhere here, you know, and just having that better mindset and more of a kind of, you know, hunter mindset and a go-getter mindset, rather than just feeling a bit like a victim and thinking, oh, life's so tough, I'm never going to get out of this. You know, that the healthy eating and the exercise, you know, definitely helps with that. So I'm lucky I studied health and fitness at uni, so I'm quite knowledgeable in that area. But of course, you've got Google and that nowadays anyway. And I'm not talking about like, you know, going gung-ho and 5 days a week, literally at the gym for 2 hours a day and stuff like that, because I've been guilty of that as well in the past. Like, I'm quite an all or nothing person. So I would go to the shop and just buy plain chicken breast, plain rice, broccoli, blimey, you know, it's absolutely crazy. And then just go hell for leather at the gym, do it for 4 weeks and think, I can't maintain this. You have one bad weekend, go out with your mates drinking, and then you just don't ever get back on the, you know, back on the grind. So yeah, I know how that feels, but I think literally just having a healthier lifestyle massively improved everything for me. So I was always quite active in that anyway, but yeah, just kind of making a conscious effort to think, do you know what, I'm just going to live healthier. That was the second step I took, which really helped me. Step 3, I literally was laying there thinking, right, I feel trapped. Where do I want to be? What situation do I want to be in? And then I got a pen and paper and just brainstormed a few things. So I thought, right, I want a little bit more freedom. I want to live on my own terms a little bit more, you know, being able to kind of pick and choose what I do and that kind of stuff. And yeah, just have a bit more time to do some cool things. Like, my big passion is traveling. So I thought, I want to be able to do that more. You know, I don't get any younger. And I thought, I don't want my life from 30 to when I retire at, I don't know, it'll be about 80 by then probably, to just be working, paying bills and not have any freedom. I'm like, that's not what I want. So I literally just kind of sat there and thought, okay, wrote down a few key things of what I actually want. And then, because it's obviously massively handy to know where you're going, which I speak to a lot of people and a lot of people don't know, which sometimes we all go through stages of feeling lost. But either I think some people are just afraid of failing, so they don't kind of set, you know, the targets they want to achieve, or people just kind of don't really think of doing it. So, you know, obviously having a sales background, I'm very lucky to have worked with some amazing people, like inspirational speakers, stuff like that. And in my next video, I'm going to share a goal setting model that kind of changed my life, as cheesy as it sounds. Yeah, it really made me think, right, this is the way to set what I want to do. And I'll share that in my next video. So it's literally just going to be focused on goal setting essentially, and also some stats around how important goals are and how much more it makes you achieve what you want to achieve, you know, with regards to a few stats, because it's pretty crazy. And when you tell people this stuff, they're like, wow, I never thought of that, you know. And I do it now. I've done it for the last kind of 3, 4, 5 years, always had goals and stuff like that. So yeah, that's what I'm going to share in my next video with regards to very specific about goal setting and yeah, kind of making them achievable and setting goals that you actually want to achieve, which sounds pretty crazy, but I think some people just do it for the sake of doing it. So I'll show you a model. If you want to watch the next video, then I will show you a model with regards to how you can do that successfully. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. And again, my favorite quote right at the end, doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. So yeah, believe in yourself, give it a go. You might surprise yourself. Cheers.